Hello, welcome to SquishiVision, where I'm about to react to Marvel Studios. The Marvels. Why am I never in focus in these things? I mean, part of the issue is, it's gone worse, is I can't reach the damn camera. I can't reach the camera unless I lean forward. But if I lean forward, I'm like, I'm not in the right place. Where? Okay, that's bad actually. Cool. We'll go with that. That looks vaguely in focus. Space. This is the Marvels. A first look at it after a pretty dope poster. This is going to be the first footage we see. So it's an interesting sequel because it's technically a sequel to the Brie Larson led Captain Marvel's film, which came out all the way back in what, 2016, 2017? I want to say 2016. Gosh, no, not 7 years ago. I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. 2019. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, because it came out between Infinity War and Endgame. Now I remember. Um, so yeah, 4 years ago, not 6 years ago, but even then, only 7 years ago, 4 years ago. And okay, look, Captain Marvel was for some reason controversial. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh God, what's happening? What is? Hello? We okay? Did anyone else see that happen? Is- Okay, I think I'm fine. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not entirely sure why. It was quite a fun film. It was very I mean, look, I'm a man, so I'm not the best person to comment on what is good or bad representation of women versus an actual woman. But it didn't seem to me particularly people like this film is coming with an agenda about how women are better than men. I'm like, I've seen other films be more pushy about that message than this film. This film is fairly it just so happens that the lead is a woman who is very self assured. I think that was enough to piss people off. Um, and it wasn't the most groundbreaking Marvel's film, but it certainly wasn't the worst. It was alright film. Um, I do have slight problems with how Captain Marvel was used in Avengers Endgame. But very small problems though. I feel like it was pretty obviously wrote her out because she's too OP. And then, to be fair, her contribution in the final battle once she arrived, it was a bit Deus Ex Machina, but it was fine. I My only issue, I only have one issue, and I blame Nando from Nando V Movies for this because he pitched an alternate version of the football battle part where Captain Marvel was there just to be a distraction, and someone else was going to be, it was going to be Nebula taking the glove. And that would be made much more sense. But this, I'm nitpicking here anyway. So point is, she had her own film, which I felt was actually pretty decent. Told a very good story. I actually thematically it was very well structured. It was all about men telling a woman how she should basically control her own emotional state and her expectations, and etc. And it turns out this is a film about someone basically being emotionally gaslit into thinking that she was a problem when really it was everyone else. It actually did fairly well in that sense. It was a fairly cohesive arc. It was good. Um, And then we obviously then get her kind of appearance in Endgame, where she was very much supporting cast. She didn't really have that much to do. She was more or less basically a plot device. And then we haven't really seen her since. She's obviously been in certain like cameos, prominently in Miss Marvel. So what makes this film interesting? And actually, it is a really interesting move, because I'm not sure if it's actually ever been done. Like, we've had films released in cinema which are sequels of TV shows. You got Strange, Firefly. I think there's a few films that do the same thing. But have you ever had like a film? Probably not, because Marvel's doing something fairly unique, or at least Marvel's like pushing a fairly new concept of we have creative control over TV series and film series, the same people working on both, so we can create a crossover thing. And they've been doing it for a while now. But honestly, the connection between like WandaVision and we were promised like a strong connection between Loki, WandaVision, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and there wasn't really that much. I mean, Loki was actually fairly self-contained. There wasn't really a connection to Loki until we got to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, even though we were meant to like be promised a bit more than that. WandaVision actually was fairly self-contained. There wasn't much there in terms of multiverse stuff. Even though like it was meant, but the only critical crossover was her own personal motivation, which Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness basically re-explains anyway. So we're not, even though really Kang, and even then Kang's whole thing is re-explained in the films anyway. So this is really the first one where I'm not sure you can go into the film necessarily. It's strange. I feel like this is the film where if they pick one side or the other, they'll do a disservice. I think if they assume you haven't seen Ms. Marvel, or you haven't seen WandaVision, so you don't know who Monica Rambeau is, or you don't know who Kamala is, then you have had it re-explained to you, you're doing a disservice to everyone who actually watched WandaVision and watched Ms. Marvel and watched the arcs in those shows. Obviously, but if you assume everyone's watched it, then you're alienating viewers. But they've got to pick a side. They can't have this kind of whole, we're making a cohesive story brand across TV and screen, and then not commit to it. And I know that's like maybe slightly problematic, but you need to commit, otherwise you're just doing a disservice to one or the other. If you're going to do this thing where where Kamala and Monica are meant to be leads alongside Carol. If they're not, if it was like a cameo, it'd be fine. If it was like, Jarvis appearing in an Endgame level cameo where you don't need to know Jarvis's arc in Agent Carter to understand who he is in the film, that's fine. Because he's just supporting. Or even, if you had Quake, because I'm really bit on this, but if Quake appeared in Endgame as just another fighter on a field doing her own thing, you didn't need to know her arc for that. But here they're pitching these three characters as three unique leads in the film, and so we need to basically give all of them the same respect for their storyline. So it'd be interesting to see how they kind of balance that. Obviously, I love the fact that this is a superhero film, that we have a Muslim Pakistani protagonist in. That's great. I mean, I already gave my thoughts on Ms. Marvel in my episode reaction, in that it was mostly okay. It wasn't fantastic, but I'm not sure if that's because of liberties taken to westernize the character, or if American Pakistanis are actually just like that anyway, because Americans are different from British people anyway. So certainly there's like a dislike between the British Pakistani and the American Pakistani kind of diaspora. But there were still loads of things relatable in the show that I adored, and I still think the representation is fantastic, and I think it mostly did a lot of service towards depicting Islam in a particularly positive way. And I hope it continues to do that here. I mean, I don't need to be front and center, because obviously this isn't a solely Kamala film where it'd be more prominently more important feature. But I feel like you can't disregard it, because the whole point of Kamala as a character is, hey, we're doing the Muslim community a service, but not giving them a character that they can relate to. Let's make a Muslim character and actually make her faith part of a character. And I know less about Monica, but same kind of crack for her. And obviously then it's kind of seeing how they balance these three stories and like where it goes. Obviously Captain Marvel beyond Carol's arc was about Skrulls and the Skrull War and who they are, and that plotline I think is being pushed to Secret Invasion, so that means that we have to tackle it here. But then, you know, are we exploring Kamala's arc? Well, Shang-Chi, posited that there's this whole cosmic energy thing that people need to deal with, and they might have something to do, so maybe that's where the arc gets brought in here. Monica was very much supporting cast without her own real arc in WandaVision, so she's kind of got a fresh slate. In fact, she's the only character in here who wasn't a lead in her own previous appearance. She was very much supporting cast. She didn't really. Her arc was basically. I mean, she was a good character, but her origin story was at service to another character. So, yeah, let's stop dilly-dallying and let's give this trailer a watch and see what we think.
Captain Rambo? What the hell are you doing?
Entering the jump point perimeter. I'm gonna get you some readings, Fury. Hello?
Monica!
Hello?
Captain Rambo?
Is this an Avengers test?
Where's Captain Rambo?
What the? Hi.
We're looking for Kamala Khan.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And you... I could totally show you. Not again! Hi. Where's our daughter? Wherever you were.
We're a team.
Oh, no, we're not a team.
We're not a team.
Who are all these people hating on this trailer that I've seen? Well, I say all these people, like one person. That was fun. That's. I don't know what I was expecting, but this was like, this is great. I want to see this film now. I don't think I've been excited for a Marvel film based on a trailer for like a while. Like, it looks fun. I'm excited, actually. I didn't think I'd be this. I don't think I'd have this much of a visceral reaction. This is great. Is there a... No, there isn't. Let's, and yeah, I guess I wasn't expecting it to be, I wasn't expecting all these dudes to be in it, but I wasn't expecting it to be, like, comedy, as much as it good, like, this hard on a, and yeah, it assures me very well that it's going to balance the whole free lead aspect. So let's give this a quick kind of.
Captain Rambo? What the hell are you doing?
Entering the jump point perimeter. I'm gonna get you some readings, Fury. Hello?
Monica!
Hello?
Captain Rambo?
Is this an Avengers test?
Like, that's... Iman Vellani does a really great job of playing us. Like, okay, the Avengers Test line's a wee bit cringe, but that's exactly how I think anyone would react if they were thrust into this universe. I will defend. I mean, maybe not everything Iman Vellani does, but I will defend her as this character for like as much as I can.
Where's Captain Rambo?
And then there's obviously the post-credit scene from Ms. Marvel.
What the?
Like, this trailer's just fun. I think it's basically goes hard on like the fun.
Hi.
We're looking for...
So, Nick Fury's in this. Did we know what was going to happen? I can't quite remember, but so I'm trying to look. I wonder what this is set in the whole kind of. So when did Secret Invasion come out? Because I assume Secret Invasion would therefore be set earlier if it's going to be broadcast before June. So this is presumably set after Secret Invasion. So does this spoil how Secret Invasion ends? Well, or is this set like? Is this? I mean, to be fair, Phase 4 of the MCU wasn't in chronological order. So, you know, this could be actual Nick Fury. It could be a Skrull. Maybe we won't know until we see Secret Invasion. It seems to be continuing a lot from like where we last left him off after WandaVision. So I suspect, at least in part, we're going to see the real Nick Fury. Possible.
Kamala Khan.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And you, I could totally show you. Hi.
Like, I'm loath to accuse the filmmakers of taking a reactionary stance to. I mean reactionary in the sense of in reaction rather than the opposite of progressiveness. Although I suppose that's also the opposite of progressiveness, not in a political sense. Of being like, oh, everyone was criticizing Brie Larson for being too unemotional, too like wooden in Captain America, even though that's kind of the point of the story. It was a plot. I don't know why I'm looking here. Isn't the camera in that direction? I probably should look somewhere else. I should look at you. But she certainly seems to be emoting more. And I mean, you know, whatever reason, it's not. If we're looking for a much more fun tone of film, it fits that. And it's just a joy to watch, I guess.
Where's our daughter? Wherever you were.
And Goose is back. And that's probably exactly what my response would be if I saw a cat do that. And yeah, this is also my response to being in space, I think. So initially I thought this was like a Bollywood dance scene that's involving Kamala, but actually I've noticed that they're all kind of space people, so probably not, but I guess it takes some inspiration from that. And again, the whole kind of quirky fun comedy nature of it's clearly on play here. Like, I think they're letting Brie Larson play more into her comedy skills than they let her do in the first film, and it's definitely working for me. And then as I was going to talk about kind of the choreography looks fun as well. So I think that's Cats. So this is, I believe, probably, is that? No. This is Park Seo-joon, who I don't think I've seen anything, and the character isn't confirmed. Cats, probably more Flurkins. This is probably Zor Ashton, who I guess is the lead antagonist, who we're not really given much about other than she's a Kree warrior, and that's Ronan's hammer that she's recovered. So these are all Kree warriors in the background. So we continue that kind of cosmic aspect of it. And so yeah, we can still see that their interconnectivity means that they swap places when they use their powers, but it's a bit unclear like how that works. I'm sure it'll be explained, but this whole thing looks like really cool. To be honest.
We're a team.
And then yeah, that's exactly the response from Mal that you expect. So damn. And then where's the
We're
there we go. Yeah. Didn't expect the trailer to hit me so hard, but it did. This looks great. I'm excited for it. I hope I just don't let my expectations run away with it and I get disappointed, but it looks so fun. It looks fun. It looks fun. It looks like, I think it's probably the first Marvel film in a while that hasn't been promoted with the idea of high stakes. Not that there's any proper high stakes, but I think you need that kind of palate cleanser, and this looks like it's that. It'd be interesting to see how it ties into Secret Invasion, though, for sure. So yeah, that's my reaction to this. Let me know what you think, as long as what you think is positive, because otherwise I'm going to fight you. And I need to go back to work. 10 to 2 in the morning. I'm so tired. I'm going to run out of coffee. Save me. Bye.